Hey Lincoln, which spot in Buffalo has the best chicken?
Yeah, thanks for having me, fellas.
Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate you reaching out.
Yeah, thank you for having me, guys.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Oh man, thank you for having me, man.
Thank you. Appreciate you. I'm doing good. How are you?
It's my pleasure, man. This will be fun. I'm happy to talk to you guys. Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to be on the show. Be a fan of Moneyball now, forever.
Awesome.
Love it.
Hey, what's up, Moneyball family? Tonight I have with me Ireland Mistretta. Very excited to have Ireland with me. She is currently the number 43 ranked lacrosse recruit in the country. So I feel humbled and honored to have you with me tonight. So thank you for coming on and say hello to the people.
Hi, guys.
How's everything going?
It's going good.
Now, you recently checked out a few schools, right?
Yeah,
And you committed to
Syracuse.
Syracuse. All right. I like it. I like it. You just wanted to be close to home, or was this listen, first of all, I don't know what's in the water at Syracuse, but their production with lacrosse, both men's and women's, is insane.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, Syracuse to me now is known for communications. If you ever want to be on, the radio or this type of thing, journalism or lacrosse, it's kind of come to that, right? Their basketball program, I guess, is up and down. Their football program is up and down, but consistently lacrosse, especially women's lacrosse, right?
Yeah.
Is really one of their staples. Tell me a little bit about what went into the decision to go to Syracuse University.
So I was really struggling with deciding. It was like the day of I was supposed to decide. I got a call from Kayla, and she was like, "We want you to come down here. I know you have to decide soon, so we want you to come for an unofficial visit."
Now, Kayla is who?
The head coach.
Head coach. Okay.
Yeah. So I went down there and I checked it out, and I was already in love with the school, but I was really iffy about it because I didn't know if they really wanted me 100%. But then when I got there, I felt 100% wanted. And then when I got home, I knew that place was going to be my home for the next 4 years.
You just felt it. You had that vibe, right? It had kind of when you know, right? There's some things in life when you know. I'm a big believer in that.
Like, people say that, like, it's not true, but, like, it really is. Like, when I stepped into the dome and, like, the lights are just beaming at you, it's amazing. It's just an amazing feeling to feel.
Yeah, that's so cool. I'm so happy for you, too.
Thank
Now,
you.
you also looked at, was it Virginia?
Yeah. Virginia Tech.
Cavaliers? Like Virginia Cavaliers? Oh, Virginia Tech, the Hokies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And where else? Anywhere else?
UAlbany.
Okay. Okay.
There was a few other schools that I was going to visit, but it was just, like, not, like, good timing.
Yeah. And then once you found Syracuse, it was like, why go anywhere else? Because I know what I want.
Yeah, I've wanted it for years now. For, like, at least 6 years. I've always wanted it.
So sorry, any other school that wanted the talents of Miss Ireland. Too bad. So sad. You're out. They hook, line, and sinkered you. A lot of the times, I didn't go to any big college like that, right? Like, I've been to enough of them. When I say I didn't go to one, I didn't go and graduate from one, but I've been to, like, the University of Texas and Ohio State and some of those schools, and they're so intimidating, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, they're just so big. Like, is Syracuse the same way? I have never been to Syracuse.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people say they don't really like the towns, but, like, once you go into school, like, it's just like this little area, like, not little, but it's a pretty big area, and it's just gorgeous. It's, like, really old, but just gorgeous, gorgeous schools.
Yeah.
Like, especially Newhouse.
They what?
Especially Newhouse there. One of the colleges that's for mainly business and communications.
Okay.
It's just so pretty.
That's what I was leading into next. Is that what you're doing? Business communication?
I will be doing business because I would like to be a real estate agent right after.
Are you kidding? So my wife owns a real estate agency.
Oh, really?
My wife is she owns Powerhouse Real Estate.
Oh, wow.
Actually, in her office is where I do my shows from, but she owns Powerhouse Real Estate. She just merged with 716. It was a huge merger, but she's had it for 8 to 10 years. It's very, very successful, and she's killing it. It's just funny, that that resonates obviously with me. So you ever need any help in that world? If you're not going on to now, I guess there's a crossroads here, right? So you're talking about real estate, and that's what you want to do, which is an amazing profession. What if the name of the league now again, the Women's Lacrosse League?
All Pro Lax.
All Pro Lax. What if they came calling?
Well, that would like 100% take it. I love playing lacrosse. I want to do it every day. I would probably like find a different way also to be a real estate agent on the side.
Yeah.
But it would take some time like adjusting to like working around the schedules.
So, I just had a real good conversation, and I hope you watched the Ian McKay interview, and I'm going to have Dane on in a few months as well. And one of the key points that I was making was how underpaid I feel lacrosse players are. And it's like, I think it holds a lot of really, really good athletes back from lacrosse.
Impulse is revolutionizing the physical therapy experience for active individuals in Western New York. From marathon runners to warriors of the weight room, we've got you covered. Our cutting-edge technology takes sport-specific testing to the next level. Our patient-centered approach lets you drive your own recovery. You can expect individualized one-on-one sessions every time you're here. And the game changer? Impulse is home to Western New York's only public board-certified sports PT. If you're ready to get back in the game, call Impulse today and mention Moneyball for $100 off your first visit.
State of lacrosse, the state of particularly women's lacrosse, and what you think can be done or lobbied to change this a little bit.
So I completely agree with you by like people are like coming to these games. Like a lot of people are coming to these games. And also like kids now want to play lacrosse. So many younger kids look for the sport to play is lacrosse. And it's not football, maybe it's just lacrosse now. And it's like become a big, big thing. And now for women's, for lacrosse, actually, just overall, we are going to be in the Olympics in the 2024.
That's awesome.
Or I think 2028, 2028.
Okay. It's not going to be this next one?
No, I think it's going to be 2028.
Okay.
But they came up with that, and like now that's a big thing. And I know so many little girls that like have asked me to train them, have asked like my whole club to train them.
Yeah. And
like you just like hear these girls like want to become like the next you, people say. Like always like we want Ireland Mistretta, or like we want my best friend who's also committed to Syracuse, Ella Pierce. And so it's just like a lot of girls and little guys who are actually really wanting to play lacrosse, and it's becoming a big sport now.
You are spot on with that. My kids personally don't play as much as I encourage them to, because I want them to be kind of a jack of all trades. My son plays travel hockey and then baseball. So it's kind of when you do which one is it? You can't do baseball, lacrosse, whatever it is, right? The one, the season's the same, but, regardless, I know he did mention it, and I would never be like, no, don't play. I was like, yeah, absolutely play, But that goes right back to what we were saying, is every little kid's dream is to be a pro something, right? Now, you and I both know that 1% of collegiate athletes, even now, so let's go further back. 0.5%, 1/4% of kids who are playing in my cul-de-sac will ever play pro sports. My goal with my kids is that they get to your level, where they're playing collegiately, partial or whole scholarship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's something that is amazing. And you should be very, very, you seem very humble and very down to earth, but you should be very, very proud of where you're at right now, because that's hard work and that's dedication. That doesn't come to people. Yes, you obviously have some natural ability, but I'm sure you'll be the first to attest. You work your butt off for it, right? Like this just didn't come with, somebody didn't hand you a lacrosse stick and say, here you go. Like you've put the work and time in it.
Yeah, thank you for that. We also, like, for me, I practice at least 4 to 5 times a week, I think.
Wow.
And then I work out 3 times a week after school. And then I also play basketball and I go to open gyms.
Okay.
For lacrosse, like I just like it's not even like some people like they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go to practice. For me, it's like I cannot wait to go to practice. Like I can't wait to get a stick in my hand
Yes.
and to just keep on playing.
Yes. Well, those are the ones that are going to be successful. Trust me. You know, that right there is the difference. Sometimes I'm sure too, over the years, you've gotten really frustrated because some of those people who don't want to practice are just so good, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they don't have to. And you're like, why can't I be like her? Like she hates going to practice and she's so good, you know?
Yeah.
I think I saw 7 of the top 50, right, are going to Syracuse.
Yeah.
And you know what? Scratch that. I don't think I saw. I know for a fact because your dad is so dang proud of you that he comes in almost daily and says something else about it. And then yesterday he showed me and he was showing me the, you know, where you ranked and everybody else. And he gleams like he's just gleaming. And
I find it so funny. He changed his Instagram profile picture to just a bunch of oranges right when I told him I committed.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
so
you know,
funny.
I feel it though, right? Because
Yeah.
you know, as a dad now, and my oldest will be 11 in August, and I can tell you that if the same thing happened, and I'm a huge Georgia Bulldogs fan, you know, tried and true, and if the dude started playing collegiately baseball at Georgia, like I think I would legit lose my mind. So one day you'll be a parent, hopefully, and the joy, you know, of seeing not only athletically, right? But if you're at the point you're at in your life and the stage you're at in your life, you know, you've made the right decisions, you know. There's everyone goes down this fork in the road kind of thing. I've seen the best athletes in the world turn down the wrong street, you know, guys that I know could have played pro and just turned down the wrong alley. And so it says a lot too about dedication to your craft and just keeping your head right. You know,
Yeah.
high school's not easy. College isn't going to be easy. It's going to be a lot of pressure, you know, and you're going to need to balance those things. And just by me talking to you, I can tell right now you're going to have no problem with that at all. How did you initially get into lacrosse? Let's just rewind a little bit, right? Like, was this something, at what age did you dive in? And, you know, was it instant passion or did it grow on you?
Well, it like really started because of my mom when I was like at the age of 4. She was an All-American. She went to Niagara.
Really? Okay.
She had many like really good offers. She had an offer from Notre Dame, UMass Amherst, and she like hurt her hip. So she took Niagara, and she always taught me to power through. She always made sure like after I fall I get right back up.
Yeah.
So it always like started like behind her wanting me to play.
Yeah.
And so I built a passion for it right when I picked up a stick. And I like really when I was younger I was like I want to make sure I go to a good school for my mom.
That's
Because
cool.
she was unable to finish her dream, so I want to finish it for her.
That's really cool. That's a great story, and that's really amazing. And your mom was kind of your superhero, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, and I think sometimes as parents, we take for granted how much, you know, our children look at us as this role, this superhero role or whatever, you know, and it's really cool to hear. You know, it's almost brings a tear to my eye, man, because like honestly, it's so powerful to think that because of that and because of what she did, your passion for it like led you all the way to where you are now, you know?
Yeah.
How is the balance with listen, you're a junior in high school. There's guys, there's or girls, whatever, but there's all this stuff going on, right? And academics and everything else, right? How have you handled the pressure? Are you just like so excited at this point to like be done with school and go and move on? Or how, like, because you still have 2 years, right?
Yeah. I love high school. I think it's so fun at Brighton. It's so amazing.
Good.
And like I have a massive friend group, so we all hang out all the time, and the girls in my grade, that are my best friends. I love them. They're just completely like just my best friends. I know I will grow old with.
Good.
And I don't really focus on much like school like boys. I don't really focus on.
Good.
I mainly
Man,
just
your dad's gonna love hearing that.
I mainly just focus on lacrosse and getting my academics up more than they are. So I'm just like I just keep trying and I just keep on going.
It's such a mature answer, and there's so many girls your age who would not answer that question that way. And at least it seems like you're being honest, but because like you just said, like those things become distractions.
Yeah.
And losing sight of anything that's a distraction, I'll go back and I keep kind of just, sounding like the wise old man here who's maybe not too wise, but I've seen that too. I've seen so many great athletes lose touch of what they're doing because of a girl, right? Or they just fall in love and they become obsessed, or they move here with her and they move there with her, and it just, so stay the course. Because everything you're doing, and that support group is massive, and it sounds really, really cool. It sounds like you have a lot of people. Like, I know as much as you see it, and I'm kind of dreading my kids going into middle school and high school because of the way things are now, right? It's just it's a different world, and hopefully there's not a whole lot of bullying, right, and stuff like that still goes on. I mean, I think every school probably has a little bit of that. But
probably like for high school at Brian, it's not really like much of that. Like everyone just like has their like own groups, and especially for my group, we all play sports, so that's how we like mainly click. And one of my guy friends is going to Dartmouth for lacrosse, and he's really good at lacrosse. So like a lot of that's just like we can click because of the sports we all play.
Yeah. But in the same token, the guys the guys and gals who are not, say in that group or in that clique get treated with absolute mutual respect, right?
Yeah, we treat them as how we would treat each other.
Yeah. And I really like that, the whole clickiness and all that kind of stuff. And so 43rd, right? So let's talk about that for a second. We're talking about the whole country.
Yeah.
Is it 43rd midfield or 43rd overall, or
43rd midfield?
Midfield. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, that's still exceptional, right? There's 50 states. So, if that tells you something.
Well, it's only out of out of 50 girls. So I'm ranked 43 for like midfields, like for just girls overall who play for 2025.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome. Now, do you know the girls or some of the other girls that are, in that top 50 too? Have you competed?
Yeah, I know a lot of them. Like for my club, Monster, we all.
Yeah, what is that? What is that? Sorry to interrupt you, but I saw that.
Okay.
I did a real quick Google and I saw what is that?
And it's called Monster Elite, and it's pretty much just a big club, and it's run by Ronnie Davis, who's my coach.
Okay.
And he it's just pretty much just a big lacrosse club that a lot of people know of, and he has a ton of connections. He's actually like really good friends with the Syracuse coach. And it's just like one of the lacrosse clubs for girls in Rochester. That's a really good club. Like we have a lot of like ranking girls, and we have a lot of girls that are going to high like colleges for lacrosse.
And Syracuse, give me I guess, and this is going to sound so ignorant, right, that I apologize, but D1, they rank them the same way maybe that they do football, right? Is it like ranked, like you're the 6th, ranked school that year or whatever? And I apologize for that. Sound like I host the show. I sound like a complete idiot, but is that how it works with that as well? Okay. So where was Syracuse last year, or who won the title last year?
Northwestern they won, but Syracuse is ranked third.
Third. Okay. And they're always consistently like top 10, right?
Yeah. They were running for 1 for a very long time last year, but then the championship happened, so
the wheels fell off a little bit.
Yeah.
Who or how do they do it? So you play the season, and then is it like a bracket tournament, kind of like anything else, right? Like so ACC, right? Syracuse?
Yeah.
Yeah, so ACC tournament and then goes on and then, right? Is that how they do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Man, that's going to be exciting once you're involved in all that stuff, which you certainly.
Yeah, I cannot wait. That's one of my main goals, is to get a championship.
You kind of dove into it a little bit, but how do you feel like you're going to be able to pass these next 2 years?
Well, I just like, for lacrosse, I like, one of my main goals for Brighton lacrosse is to also get a championship there too.
Okay. Now, how is Brighton lacrosse? Like, how is their squad?
We're good. We're really good. This is supposed to be our year. We've said it like multiple years though, but
so that's good. You should be saying that.
I truly believe this is our year. We did lose one of our like top girls who's now at Stanford, but I truly really believe we can do it this year. We just have to like come out strong. We didn't, like, during sectionals we lost in quarterfinals, and it was not our best game, like, at all.
Yeah.
And we were just nervous. So we lost, and it was a sucky feeling. I just remember being on the bus, bawling my eyes out, remembering that, like, this is my last, like, some of these girls are their last years, and I can never play with them.
That's
so
tough.
It sucks.
Yeah. Your tone and your sentiment leads me to believe that you're a leader. You kind of have that natural vibe. I have a real good kind of intuition as far as reading people. And as far as right now, what I'm getting is that you are an absolute leader. Would you consider yourself a leader? And do other people kind of feel that same way with you?
Yeah, I would. For lacrosse, I definitely would say I'm a leader, not to be like cocky or anything.
No. And that's not, it's not a loaded question. And I want you, by all means, you're humble, but being a leader, you can absolutely say, yeah, I'm a leader amongst men without being cocky. You know what I mean? Yeah. Confidence is totally different, right?
So I was named captain last year, my sophomore year, for Brighton.
There you go.
And then I'm a starting midfield for Monster, which that also gives you kind of like a captain's name, not really, but like you do lead amongst the girls with your other midfielders.
Sure.
And I do the draw, so it's like a lot of talking.
Yeah.
And making sure I'm very vocal where people can hear me to know where the ball is going.
See, and I love that. I coach also, and I tell all the young athletes all the time, be vocal.
Yeah.
Right? Like, be vocal. That comes with confidence, but be vocal. Like, I don't care if you're taking a face off and you're going to draw it back, or if you're playing baseball and you're in the infield, be vocal. Let the team know what's going on around you. I love the fact that you just said that. It's so big.
Especially for defense, it's a main thing.
So lifelong goals, right? So you're thinking real estate, but also pro lacrosse for as long as you can. Is that kind of the goal?
Yeah, maybe be like part of the Olympics. Like, that'd be amazing. That's always been my goal since I was little.
Yeah. Why 28? Like, I saw men's flag football is a sport this year for 24. Like,
I have no clue.
Why are they waiting till 28 for a sport that's already, like, flag football there's no precedent set for that, right? Like, I mean, lacrosse has been around forever, and you guys absolutely deserve it. What I'm truly hoping for, and I know there's a lot of pro lacrosse players, believe me, in your corner. So they're not only lobbying for themselves, for higher pay and for everything else, but they're really lobbying for women as well.
Yeah.
This is a conversation, that we could probably talk about for 2 hours, but in general, I don't feel women's sports are truly represented the way they should be,
Yeah.
To me, there's no difference. I mean, y'all work just as hard, and there's just no difference there, right? But I'm really hoping that maybe come 25, 26, we have a legit league, right? Like an NLL, but what would you call it? LLL, Ladies Lacrosse League, right?
Yeah.
Might be a good name. Maybe I should think about starting something like that. I mean, right?
Yeah.
I might be onto something. But that's what I'm really hoping, at the time. And I just think it stinks that you can be an absolute top of your class, like absolutely, excellent at what you do, and then still have a second job. Like, that's,
yeah.
But this was a lot of fun. I'm going to throw some rapid fire questions at you.
Okay.
Be prepared. No heavy lifting. Nothing too crazy. I do have to start with what's going on with this sleeping in the car here. This instant lights out. I guess you get in a car and you're just out in 2 seconds here. I got some insight. I got some insight.
Gosh.
Yeah.
About my dad. Okay.
Yeah. Listen, I had to say something. I had to call Big Tom and say, listen, give me one embarrassing thing I can say here.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. Every time I go in the car, dad asleep.
That is a gift.
It's just like, honestly, but like when I drive now, I'm like hoping I don't fall asleep.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if there's like narcolepsy and then there's just like, I'm out, but I am jealous whenever I go anywhere, a road trip, a plane, like a long plane ride. I'm like, oh my God, I just want to go to sleep to get this. Not now with kids, because the kids like are all over me throwing stuff at me. But back in the day, I look over, my wife's out snoring and I'm like, oh my God, I can't sleep. So that's a blessing. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, when me and my dad were visiting Virginia Tech out cold on the plane ride. And he was still awake when I woke up.
Is it like he'll be having a conversation with you and like mid-conversation he looks over and you're out?
Yeah, sometimes. Especially like road trips for like travel.
Yeah.
Out cold.
I love it.
The whole time too.
I love it. Second one, and I've asked every single guest I've had on thus far, buffalo chicken wings. Do you like the flats or the drums?
Probably the flats.
Why? Tell me why.
I don't know. It's just I think it's better.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah. A lot of the argument is that people will take the flat and kind of like put it in the mouth and pull it out and have it all in there. And that kind of makes me sick because there's so much stuff in there that I wouldn't want to eat, right?
Yeah.
So at least you go with you can do the sidewinder, I call it the sidewinder move. Do a dip in the blue cheese for each one.
I don't eat with blue cheese.
We're learning a lot about each other here. Do you like chicken wings?
Yeah, I like eating with ranch. Ranch is a big thing.
Wow. And
I put on my pizza too.
You're a Buffalo girl?
I'm a Rochester.
Okay. I mean, same thing, right? Right? Man, I'll tell you what, you're gonna get some hate mail, I think, after this with the ranch stuff. Right? This is a lot of Buffalo people watching. I hope I'm gonna have your back. I'm gonna have to get a security team, I think.
I love ranch. Ranch is so good.
I love ranch too, to be honest with you. It's delicious. People who say ranch is not good are just foolish because ranch is delicious. Rapid fire number 3. How many times have you been hit with that really hard rubber lacrosse ball? And what's the biggest or hardest hit you've ever taken?
More times than I could count.
Yeah.
But the biggest hit, not even with a lacrosse ball, it was last year. I was on the turf in Delaware, I think it was, and we were playing in like 103 degrees, so the turf is beaming hot, and I got pushed and I got a like 3rd-degree burn on my thigh, and it's still there to this day.
From how hot the turf was?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I slid, and It's still there, and it was awful pain.
That's like a war battle wound. That's not going away, right?
Yeah, that's not going away anytime soon.
That's pretty serious. Yeah, I always I've only played, I'll be totally honest. I mean, I've only played lacrosse once or twice, and I got hit with that ball a couple times, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. First of all, I was terrible at it.
I don't know how goalies do it. They just like
my goalie
who's committed to Ohio State, she's insane. She doesn't like wearing pads either. So
a lot of them don't, right?
Yeah, she just likes getting hit. She likes the bruises after. I'm like, you're literally insane. What are you doing?
My gosh, man. And they take a lot. I mean, lacrosse, you can bounce it in, right? You can bounce it up in. You could just take one right to the chest. I noticed that though. A lot of them don't like to wear a whole lot of equipment.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I would be.
Same. I would not even be in the goal.
Yeah. You're like, no, I'm out on that. your young age, you've still gotten to travel quite a bit, right? What's the famous, other than Syracuse, what's your favorite place that you've gone? I guess maybe not even to play lacrosse, but just what's your favorite place that you've gone and visited, or somewhere that you would live other than Rochester?
Well, coolest place I visited was Texas when I went up and played there.
Okay.
So awesome. So fun. Tried
was that a
In-N-Out.
tournament?
Yeah. I tried In-N-Out for the first time. It was so good. I loved it.
Where in Texas was it?
I don't really remember where it was, but like I had a blast, and it was freezing cold though. And it was just, yeah, it was so cold.
Texas is a cool state. I got to go, little known fact about me is I've been to every Major League Baseball stadium. That's kind of something that like I pride myself on. And we finished up in Texas and kind of it's a huge state, right? So we started in Houston, then Dallas, then Austin, back to San Antonio, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot to do in Texas. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was in Dallas.
In Dallas, yeah, that was I think my favorite part was Dallas.
Yeah,
everybody
I
says
tried
how
so
cool.
many new things.
They what?
I tried so many new things there.
Yeah, and the city's huge. Like the Dallas city itself is huge. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Did you go and see in Arlington? Did you go and see the Cowboy Stadium?
Oh my God. Actually, my dad did though. I
Okay.
did not, but my dad did because I was exhausted and I was so tired from playing my games. And I just was out cold. He was like texting me. He was like, "Okay, I'm going to Cowboy Stadium with or without you."
What's up, Moneyball family? I'm here to tell you about Smash Burgers from Buffalo Bros Burgers. Going to be opening a storefront in the village of Hamburg, and in the meantime, you can find them on the website wherever they're going to be in town. You're going to want to turn up and show out because they have some delicious burgers. Smash Burger is a couple of burgers smashed on a bun with some cheese dripping down. You hungry yet? Check out the Smash Burger from Buffalo Bros Burgers, man. It's good stuff.
What sport would you be playing if it wasn't professional, or if you weren't going to play collegiate lacrosse? That's a layup. That was too easy, but go ahead.
Probably I would say soccer. Or like if I was a guy, I'd play football. I'd play football 100%.
If I was a boy. Right? We know that song, right? Little Beyonce.
Yeah.
Cats or dogs? Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs. You have a dog?
I have a French bulldog.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh wait. Is that Dad's?
No. It's my mom's.
Didn't Tom just get a new dog too?
Yeah, he did. His name is Steve.
Steve. Okay.
Yeah.
Terrible name, but a cool dog. He did bring
that's what I said, but Kim
Yeah.
Murray is so insistent on Steve.
Yeah, Steve is just not a cool name for a dog.
My dad and her just like wanted Steve. When I said like do a cool name.
Yeah. No, Steve. No. Is it Steven? And then they call it Steve?
Just Steve.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have a talk with him about that. We might need to change that birth certificate.
Yes.
It's funny you say
My
French
dog's name is
bulldog.
Cool.
What is it?
My dog's name is Cool. It's
Cool?
Troy.
Cool? Oh, it's Troy. It's not
It's
cool.
Troy. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said that. I'm like, what do you like? Cool cigarettes or something? But yeah, Troy's a cool name. I like Troy.
And he's like a black like French bulldog, so it's like he's really intimidating.
Oh my God, I love French bulldogs. I had a regular bulldog we had to get rid of, and now the only dog my wife will let us get is a French bulldog.
So stinking cute. I love her.